Earth Defense Force is a magical video game franchise. At a glance, it almost looks like something you'd think up while daydreaming as a kid. What if an alien invasion happened, but with giant bugs and robots, and frogs and dragons? Whoa! And what if me and my friends had like a ton of explosive and powerful weapons to shoot them with? Well, kid, your dreams have become a reality. Earth Defense Force is a series of games where you'll regularly be shooting oversized picnic ants with rocket launchers and assault rifles. The core gameplay consists of fighting off mechanized monsters and insects with a ludicrous array of weapon choices, and grabbing items such as armor and weapon boxes on the ground to level up your character. Each armor pickup adds to your overall max health, which carries over throughout the game, with certain exceptions, and the weapon crates could contain something new to experiment with, which might help you in some more difficult levels, or just be a ton of fun to use. Since EDF 4.1, there are 4 distinct classes with their own ways of playing. The Ranger is the typical all-around unit. They move normally, are balanced little boys, and can utilize most weaponry you could find in other games, like shotguns, sniper rifles, and so on. The Wing Diver has a jetpack, which gives her the ability to fly. Her arsenal mostly consists of high-powered lasers and other such energy and plasma weapons. She packs a mighty punch, but has comparatively lower health, meaning she's more of a glass cannon. Even more interesting, the fuel for her jetpack is the same fuel that supplies your weapons with ammo, so you'll have to maintain balance and keep an eye on your fuel, otherwise you'll run out in an inopportune moment and be a sitting duck for enemy fire. The Fencer is the tank of the group, a near mech all its own. They're far slower when walking normally, but with the right equipment, can dash and booster jump all around. Their weaponry is on the whole large and bulky, but predictably can decimate enemies depending on the situation. They come with 2 sets of dual loadouts, and the marriage between your 2 arms is part of the fun when strategizing for a certain level. They have shields which can block or deflect enemy attacks, unique harpoons and spear variations, gigantic cannons and mortars, huge axes, hammers and swords, and so much more. Finally, there's the Air Raider, which is the most team-oriented of the bunch. They don't have much in the way of direct damage. Their specialty is calling down airstrikes, satellite lasers, and other heavenly destruction. They're also vehicle experts, as they're able to request and pilot giant mechs of all types, tanks, helicopters, and even gargantuan robot fisticuff guys. Lastly, their utility is unmatched, as they tout a ton of ways to help their allies, upping defense, increasing attack power, setting up decoys, throwing down shields. The multiplayer component is a big part of the fun overall, as since EDF 2017 there's been local split screen, and since Insect Armageddon there's been online co-op. There, it was 3 players at once, but 4.1 and 5 allow for up to 4 players in a lobby. This goes well with the 4 classes, naturally, but hey, I'm not your boss. Get 3 Rangers and a Wing Diver, or pal around with mostly all Air Raiders. Have at it. You're good!
You're good!
The difficulty options in these games aren't what you normally see, as they feed into each other, and are there to encourage player and character growth. You might start on normal, or hard if you're a pro, get through all the levels there, and move up to hardest. Then at that point you might be ready for Inferno. The longer you play, the more armor you collect, which slowly increases your max HP, allowing you to eventually withstand the more aggressive and higher damaging enemies of the advanced difficulties. In 4.1 and 5, there's even some mutated variants thrown in on hardest and Inferno, such as golden ants, which hit like a truck. The odds of finding more powerful weapons increases as you go up in mission count and difficulty level, so you can see how it's highly encouraged to keep playing and growing your numbers. Either damage with your guns, or health for your individual characters. Even though the quantity of weapons might seem a little intimidating, it really is a blast to unlock new stuff and see its destructive power. It's an addictive gameplay loop, eradicating bugs, grabbing items, unlocking new stuff, testing them out, and repeat, and there's so much more here than simply a stronger version of previous gun like you see in many other games. That does exist in EDF to some degree, but there's more than enough distinct varieties to keep things interesting. While the games overall might look like simple dumb fun, and to an extent they absolutely can be if that's what you want, they also allow for tense, sometimes tactical gameplay that both engages and challenges at the same time. When you're in the Goldilocks zone of a mission being hard enough that you can't afford to make many mistakes, but not too difficult as to wipe you out in an instant, oh man, so many cathartic and exhilarating victories can be achieved here. Even before the battle starts, you'll have to seriously consider which weapons to bring in with you, as the terrain, enemy types, and quantity will drastically alter what strategies work best. The only downside is not knowing the enemy lineup for each level before diving in for yourself, which is a problem without a doubt, but if you can get past that, experimenting with loadouts to find the silver bullet is satisfying enough to almost entirely make up for it. Even if you choose to keep the difficulty on easy or normal, the chaos of it all is endearing all the same. The enemies will dramatically react to your shots, get launched into the mesosphere depending on which flavor of destruction you kill them with, and any buildings caught in the crossfire will likely be blown to smithereens. That's right, almost the entirety of the play space is destructible. Don't worry, there's no penalty for causing billions of dollars worth of property damage, so go ahead and demolish every visible upright structure in your pursuit of that last insect. The tone of the mainline series of EDF games is very tongue-in-cheek. Campy is the usual go-to word for describing it, and Starship Troopers is the tried-and-true piece of media to compare it to. The music is a mix of sci-fi B-movie action sequence magic and surprisingly inspirational, but still parodic, military-themed tunes. It's a weird combination, but it strikes a fun balance of pretending to take itself seriously while also being an obvious parody at the same time. The same goes for the NPC dialogue, which will flood your ears with hilarious phrases and reactions as you go. These situations may look wacky to our gamer eyes, but these soldiers have never been more serious and determined about anything in their lives. This is life or death. They must protect Mother Earth from any alien attack.
To save Mother Earth
from vicious giant insects who have once again come back.
We'll unleash all our forces, we won't cut them any slack.
The EDF deploys.
That's Earth Defense Force in a nutshell. I highly recommend 4.1 and 5 if you have a PC or PlayStation, but if you're on Xbox, EDF 2017 and 2025 are still worth a go through backwards compatibility if you want to blast bugs with a bunch of crazy weapons, 2025 at least having the unique classes, even if the online component is spotty these days. There's also Insect Armageddon for Xbox, and World Brothers for Switch, but for the latter, I'm not about to recommend spin-off games I haven't played yet, and the former, well, I have an Insect Armageddon video available if you wanted to see for yourself if you'd like it. I will say though, this series isn't the best with flashing lights. If you have epilepsy or any kind of photosensory trigger, the rapid-fire guns wielded by the Hectors and Frogs get kind of nuts, and the Deroys are pretty bad too. Plus, if you have arachnophobia, I mean, giant spiders are a staple, so buyer beware. The last thing I'll say is if you do pick up EDF for the first time, I'd advise turning off the camera effects and screen shake. This is what the screen shake can look like, which is nauseating, and the camera effects force you to look at something else, meanwhile you could be fighting for your life. Yeah, best to turn that off, the angles they give you aren't spectacular or anything. If you're watching this within the first week of it being uploaded, expect a full in-depth review of Earth Defense Force 5 coming very soon. If you're watching this in the future, you can go check that out right now, in addition to the other reviews I've done for the series. Iron Rain and World Brothers will come in due time, don't worry, as will EDF 6 when I get my hands on it. Also, as a last plug, go watch our video podcast for Metal Gear Solid over at Post Game Clarity. I've spent a lot of effort editing those, both the audio and the video portion, and there's a bunch of really funny moments nestled in there. Okay. That's the whole reason why I have her so low on my list. I have her at 7.
Okay.
You put Deep Throat at 5, and you put Mailing at 7. As opposed to everybody else, and you're gonna put Deep Throat, who fucks off and does nothing and gets killed in the final boss. You're gonna put that fucking dumbass who wrote the Watergate scandal above Mei Ling. You're gonna put that above sweet little Mei Ling.
Think of it like a more relaxed Dorkaxe video with some guests for added discussion and nuance. Alright, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.